Hi everyone, welcome into another episode of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through the prior videos, questions, and comments, and help you with your hot lineup decisions and discuss other things about hockey, video games, and all of that. So, if you guys want your question answered in the next video, just make sure that you subscribe with notifications on to get your question in as quick as possible. And if I don't get to your question, be sure to just come check me out on Twitch. A lot of you have come over from YouTube to my Twitch streams. I stream every afternoon starting at around 2 p.m. Eastern time. I go up until at least 5 for the content. Thank you guys again. I'll be happy to answer your question there live. All right, let's get into it. I want to start with this one. I don't want to miss it. MSS says, I've asked this before, but might have missed any responses. Please, anyone answer. Favorite top 3 coolest jerseys, and then top 3 goalies I played with. Well, top 3 goalies I played with in this game, it's just pretty much Markstrom and like Ottinger, and there isn't really a big discrepancy in goaltenders in terms of a long list. In prior years, I think like one of the best ever is like NHL 22, maybe 21, the 2030 event, which is just I don't think a great name. Justice and Noonan is like one of the most famous all-time unreal goalies for like the whole game. In terms of top 3 coolest jerseys, I think that the ones that out of dollars were, I think the Washington Capitals Screaming Eagle jersey is the home and aways, specifically the homes though, are the best in hockey. I think they're just unbelievable crest. I like the font, the gold shimmer. I just think it is a perfect jersey for hockey. I'm trying to think of like coolest and not just like my favorites, you know? There's some weird ones, obviously. Top of my head, like just, again, I'm very Sharks biased, but my Logan Couture one here is the alumni one, the throwback where it's the 2D shark with like a little bit of silver on it. I love the look of that jersey. In terms of cool ones that I like, the Vancouver Canucks black skate jersey with the matte black helmet is a nasty look. They need to abandon the Luongo blue and greens and stick with the Johnny Hockey, the black or whatever that guy was, the black skate jersey, because I think that is the coolest and best fit. And then the ultimate is the Buffalo Sabres goat head. That is probably the meanest. Like, if you were to make, like, an intimidating hockey jersey, not that I think any jersey makes a team more intimidating, but if you were to, like, that it would be up there. All right, on to this. Let's get into the questions here today. All right. Repo starts with 2 hot takes. Makar is in the top 3 team of the year. Maybe even better than McKinnon. Admittedly, I produce a lot of my offense or my D in the O zone, but Heatseeker has Makar firing pucks and back in. Oh, you're saying that Makar is a top 3 team of the year card? Yeah, I think that's for sure, man. I think that, especially with the revert to the hitting patch that just happened this weekend, where you can hit with smaller players again. 100%. I have his X Factor card. I think he's one of the best cards for sure. I think that as the game goes along, that he's going to be less and less valuable because then all of the gigantic mutant guys that are ogres will get 99 speed, and that kind of nullifies his usefulness. All-Star Ottinger isn't great. Got to play with him through several games, and his save percentage was the same, if not worse than my 86 GOG Brodeur. Anyone else have a significant or similar experience? Again, here is a blanket statement that is very generalized, but I think if you play 100 games with a similar overall rated goaltender, you will be within 1 percentage point of your save percentage. I would love for anyone to do some tests on that. 100 games of rivals, or I guess squad battles too, if you really want. But 100 games is a great a determination. You know that this is what the player is. The reason why I say that is because everyone thinks that attributes on goaltenders don't matter. That's not the case. They do matter, but they aren't going to bail you out and steal you games and make you unbeatable. It can make things a little bit more difficult. But, for example, glove high, the attribute. The higher the glove high rating, the faster pixel by pixel motion that goaltender will use to get to a puck that's glove high. The speed stat is a blanket stat that helps determine how fast they'll go left and right, all of that. It is the most important goaltender stat. This is strictly from the developer. I asked the developer in NHL 22, what is the most important stat? And he said speed. Now, obviously, things might have changed because goaltenders have changed a lot. but I really don't think it has in that sense. So, if you are struggling with someone that's 85, 86 overall, what I would recommend is go bump up and find someone that's 90 and above. And again, it really won't dramatically change your experience in game, but it will. That is the only way you're going to find better, because everyone now has 99 shooters. They've made progression very slow, okay, this year to help make it so that you don't get to 99s early. And they've done a great job in that. The issue is that all the important stats are still hitting 99. So body checking, for example, you've got the most gigantic collisions happening. There's 99 body checking. Skating is now at 99 for a lot of the top end cards. So now you've got 99 skaters. Shots at 99 do matter. If you go up the Barzal moments, for example, I know a lot of people have struggled with them, but if you start to look and pick a corner, you can see in my how to finish the Barzal moments, you see how fast the shot is compared to how slow the goalie reacts when you go upstairs. That's because his shot is almost not maxed out and the goaltender is in the 80s. So if you are going to upgrade your goalie, make it a attribute jump. Don't just go sideways. And then also consider abilities. Like light work looks to be one of the best abilities after the buff. Question: what can we expect for a future trade-in value for untradeable 90 cards that we aren't using in the lineup? So eventually, I think we got an 89 trade-in, did we not? Next month, we'll get the 90. It's very slow. I wouldn't hold on to 90 and above cards for that extra little bit. I would just, you'll get cards before, but just trade them in now, man. Unless like a 93, I'd probably hold off a little bit there. Bonjour sleeves. Currently struggling with left-handed forwards. I have 100K. There's so many left-handed forwards, bro. And my first line right winger is currently Base Larkin. Okay. My question is this. Is it worth slowly jumping cards up, or just tough it out for 2 to 3 weeks and get the big boys like Gretz, high-end McDavid? Some questions for my right-hand defenseman. My first line right-hand defense is Huffers Thompson, 85 overall. For context, I had to restart on a new Xbox when I got back to school, and I'm currently stuck in Division 3. Yeah, like, I would slowly work. There's some Master Set players that are pretty good. Like, this event, Svechnikov, I would slowly upgrade him. In terms of left-handed forwards, Base McDavid is by far probably the best value in the game. That's who I would go after. Hey, Slaves, love the content, man. Have you tried the 91 Ottinger yet? I have not. I want to. Was wondering what your thoughts were on him. Got tired of using Markstrom, same, and I bought him when he was 87. Now he's a 91, and is it worth it to activate goal post to post or any of his silver abilities? Goaltending is in shambles this year, and would ability points actually help? Again, not really. How you play defense is going to dictate how your goaltender plays. I think that light work is the best one. Commenter here says, honestly, just do size. Yes, size makes up for attributes because they do not have a way to make. They're trying to make smaller goaltenders more viable because they just take up more of the net. The puck will just hit them. Even if they have slower attributes and their gloves and limbs don't react as fast, it doesn't matter. First, best YouTuber. I mean, I disagree, but thank you. Teammate says, hey, Slaves, I keep hearing that squad battles needs to change. Sure, but not too much. I have only played squad battles for years now. I enjoy playing Hut, but not against random people. Okay, so I have a couple questions here. You're saying that you only play squad battles and you're okay with the way that it is currently? I mean, I'm happy that you're happy with it. I personally think that it is a boring, drawn-out mess that is completely lazy and has not seen any innovation in 4 games. I think that, I've said this a number of times, I think that squad battle should be as close to franchise mode as you can get. I think that they did live moments last year to help offline players, and it's better than offline challenges, but it's not it was the lowest rung. Like if you were to list off, hey, give me the 5 ways you can play the game. Rivals, squad battles, Hut champs, Hut rush, offline challenges. Offline challenges have been the last one, the least important in terms of revamping, and they did it first, which is fine because it is far better than offline challenges. The issue is that squad battles and rivals are so much more important. So for squad battles, I've said this a number of times, I think it should be a season. I think if you play 36 games in a week or 37 in currently squad battles, make it a 36 game season. So I would do 24. How much would that be? 2 rounds and a best of 7 would be 14 games. So you could do 36, 20, 22. So let's do 22 game regular season, maybe even a 24 game regular season. Actually, let's make it even better. Let's do 3 rounds of the playoffs, so 8 teams make it in this like season, this fictional franchise. You're going up against random teams or even theme teams, like let's say 90s teams. So you can play against the 90s Penguins, for example. You do a season where you have to play squad battles as it is, so offline, right? And you've got objectives to hit. So win the President's Trophy in an 8-team league. You've got, score the most goals, have a player with the most points in the league. And what you do is you work towards all of the objectives, and then you get to the playoffs. If you make the playoffs, you get a bonus, and you win a round, you get a bonus. You win a semifinals and so on. You win the cup, you get a bonus, and then rewards increase based on the difficulty that you chose, right? So that it could be whatever. Then what I would do is I would start squad battles with 10 flipped over cards. You can't see what they are. In one of these 10 cards is a purple card. It could be 88 to whatever, okay? It could be 88 to whatever, right? And you're earning packs and other rewards along the way for all of those other milestones you've hit. But for every one of those milestones, you get to flip a card over. You don't know what it is, but you flip a card over and you're trying to find the purple card, okay? If you were to do everything in a season, okay, which would take a long time, but so is 37 games of squad battles playing monotonously in a week or let's say 2, and you're looking for that purple card. Moreover, your coach card should be you. Okay, it should be you. So the more squad battles you play, you unlock a achievement that says, Stanley Cup squad battle champion. You at the beginning, or let's call it elite scouting, okay, on your coach card. So now when you start a squad battles run, of the 10, only one starts flipped over. You get to flip over an extra one by just starting, and you're looking for the purple card throughout the run, right? So to help you out a little bit. That's how I think squad battle should be. I think it should be 2 weeks long and then switch up. And you can even do it a month long. And the first time you go through it, right, you get the shot at the guaranteed purple card. And then let's say the times you do it afterwards, you still earn the random packs and everything like that, right, throughout for those achievements. And as well as unlock things for your coach card and things like that. There could be cosmetics in there, all of it. And you could do it as many times as you want. You just don't get that guaranteed purple card maybe. That's how it should be. Franchise mode is one of the most played modes in NHL. It should be how squad battles is done. I think that is by far the best way. Sorry. Here's how I do my Red Wings theme team. Red Wings, players from Canada, international. The game upset multiple event players. Thanks. Oh, yeah. So that's the issue. You can't do theme teams all the way throughout for certain teams. It sucks. Hey, Slaves, no question. Just wanted to say thanks. I think I have the worst fantasy pack ever. I have Dominic Bonk at 75, Dylan Cousins, who finally at 80, and Corey Perry at 77. I'm an Oilers fan, so I might just pick Perry to open up the pack. Oh my God, that is brutal, bro. Bonjour, Slaves. Do you think EA changed McDavid to a sniper at Team of the Year? Why do you think? I have no idea. Honestly, I think it was just a random mistake and they didn't realize. Or was last year his 60-goal season? Yeah. Did he? No, Pasternak led. Maybe that's why, because he had such a, crazy goal season. Hey, Slaves, love the content. I keep having a problem when trying to fill out my team builder cards to 80+. They seem to only go into 74. Do you know a fix around? Dude, this has been like this for 2 games now. I have let them know. They know. It's a tech thing, and they just can't fix it or something. I don't know. It's ridiculous. What you do... So what he's talking about is that when he autofills, all of his 80s and aboves go into the 74+, and you can waste a ton of cards because you're not realizing that you actually have enough required to finish the team builder. So what you do is you go in. This is what I do. You go in, empty it out, all right? Let's say you have the Anaheim Ducks. You go in and you manually select by hitting square X on Xbox, your 1574 and above cards, okay? And now all that's required is the 80, then you can autofill. right? But if you autofill right off the start, it's going to throw your 80s in there, and it's just a mess, and you probably have wasted a lot of coins if you didn't know how to do that. I'm sure there's another way to do it, but that's how I do it every single time. Hey, Slaves, I saw that you were commenting some GWC already. You were pretty great. How was that experience for you? Thank you, my man. I will have a vlog that will be coming out going over my entire trip to the All-Star game, and I will be going to New York next Thursday for the Stadium Series because we're doing a World Championship event. For anyone that didn't get to check out the World Championships, it's on YouTube. If you go to twitch.tv/NHL, you can also watch the VOD there. I have been the voice of the NHL World Championships now. This is my third year taking over for Arda and Nasher. Me and Carlin have been doing it, as well as Grizz in the championship portions of it. But the All-Star one was the first, and I have a blast doing it. I really like commentating. I don't like my own voice, but they keep hiring me back, and I get a lot of good feedback, so it is what it is. I've enjoyed it. I always love doing broadcasts. I've recently, you'll see in the vlog, I actually had to host the Leafs Gaming League event because my man Nico Cardarelli was the play-by-play. Thank God, because I had no voice left at the end of the weekend. And I actually got to host, which is something I'm so nervous about because I don't like interviewing. I feel like I'm going to ask the wrong question. I feel like I look like an idiot. But it went really well. And I think that something that scares me is that, like, when you're the host, you can't throw to any, like, there's nowhere to go. You drive the bus. So if you stumble, you make a mistake, it's like, it's on you. And it's funny because at the beginning of the Leafs broadcast, my man Regs was like nowhere to be found, and I had to fill dead air for like 3 minutes. Thank you, Regsy, for making my life hell when I was extremely nervous. And I was fine. So I get really nervous, and I think that if you're not nervous, you're not doing something that you like and enjoy. So there you go. But I appreciate the kind words, man. Hey, Slaves, I only have 490 Team Builder cards, but with many cards requiring power-up collectibles and more on the way, what should be my play when it comes to Champs rewards? I got 12 wins for the first time this week. Not sure how to allocate my Champs collectibles. Thanks for all the videos. Keep the great content. So you could trade in your 4 Team Builder cards for 293s. The issue is if I had to guess, you probably have Shanahan and Madonna, and then maybe a coin and Regeer, and those are all probably going to be high in your lineup. You could maybe get away with Shanahan and Regeer for Larry Robinson, who's been very good. Madonna, I think, is someone you keep until you have extras. I would take the Jumbo Elite Players Packs with your collectibles. You should be able to get 3 of them. The reason why I think those are better than Mega Players Packs is because they're guaranteed. It's 18 out of 20 cards that are guaranteed to be 80 and above. Those are going to get you a lot of NHLers, and those can work towards your team builders. The Mega Players Packs will give you a lot of Europeans or gold non-NHL players, and the value for those are in the shitter. Like, you're not, like, at the beginning of the year, they were great value because they were going for 1,000 coins. Not anymore. So I rolled the X Factor Doughty and maxed him out. Was this the right move? Yes, he is. He is one of the best cards in the game. True Doughty, man. X Factor Jack Hughes, still worth upgrading all the way from scratch. Already have all the men's teams of the year forward. Weber and Madonna. Pulled X Factor Hughes, holding on the assets for high champs. I think that he is still one of the better cards. I think that there are so many that fit his mold, though. If you have all of the team of the year cards, you've got McDavid. If you have got team builders, you've got Nash, and you also have Kachuk. So, like, while I think Hughes' card is great, there's probably a better use of your assets somewhere else, especially with Svechnikov, too. Svechnikov's card is crack, guys. Where do you comment on him to answer this or Twitch? Right here, or on Twitch. Dude, it used to be Clash of Clans. That was so annoying to have to wait like 48 hours to get something done to finish a building. We talked about this, about how mobile games really influenced the Ultimate Team modes, and that's what we're seeing right now, 100%. Devils rent-free, keep crying. Brother, I pray that you don't see another Devil, because every non-Devils fan has had to spend their entire collection on your random Devils alumni for the last 2 seasons. So it is not crying. It is simply, there's other teams. You know, there's other teams. They're also super piss poor this season, which is hilarious. So enjoy not making the playoffs. Dick. Bonjour, Slaves. Would love to see a video talking more in depth of all the abilities. You mentioned some are animation based and some are only a boost to attributes. As we get to the end of the game cycle, I'm assuming the abilities will be more important with everyone rocking 99s. We'd love to see a breakdown. I did a video with Eki earlier on in the year, going over our best and favorite abilities. Issue is that there has been some crazy ability changes. One is Wheels became very good, as is the goalie ones got changed, and Elite Edges becomes less useful as the game goes along, because one of the advantages of it is like everyone gets 99 agility, and that's really what Elite Edges gives you a big bonus in. It's still a good ability. It's just not nearly as impactful early on. Early on in the game, if you're playing on servers, the way I describe Elite Edges is that it makes you feel like that player is on LAN, like you're on 2 ping, no matter what your server connection is. So I'll be quick about this. Animation-based abilities are ones that do not just jack up an attribute. So, for example, truculence is one. While it makes your body checking great or whatever, you don't need to have 99 body checking for truculence to be effective. What truculence does is it causes the stumble animation that will obviously knock the puck free. On top of that, it saps their stamina, like almost in half, which is obviously massive, which is why truculence is so good. On top of that, other animation-based abilities. Close quarters is one, but it's become less effective this year because they nerfed the distance of it. But close quarters basically allows you to catch a puck regardless of how you caught it. It could be like, Russ Tyler on knuckle puck, and you will get full power and accuracy of that player card on the shot in tight below the face-off dots, which they nerfed it a little bit. It's a little bit closer than the face-off dots, but that's why it's so impactful, for example. There's other very good ones as well, but I guess I should probably do a video on it. It's got 7 likes here. So far, I've only made Hossa, and he's been unreal for me. A lot of good left-handed wingers in this event. 100% there is an invisible cap on how much of the objectives you can do in a single Hut Rush game. First couple of minutes, all the decent stuff you do, register, and at the end of the game, you can do 8 spinoramas in a row and not get a single one. It's obvious and ridiculous. I haven't noticed that, but that's interesting. I think that Hut Rush should not be included in any sort of objectives or ways to unlock cards. The reason why is that it is a broken mode. Not everything tracks correctly. It's a very frustrating experience, and I think that unless they fix the mode, get rid of it. And I think that's where we're kind of at in limbo. They tried to put so much stuff in Hut Rush to revive it, like rewards and whatnot, but that doesn't fix the underlying problems that nothing tracks in it. So, like, hitting the Michigan is like it's harder than the Barzal moment. So, all right, that's going to do it for me for this episode of Who Should You Choose. Thank you guys again for watching. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you for the questions. You have a good one.